watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. I'm David Preston on this Thursday, May 9th. New information is coming out that the recently formed BRICS nation is currently working on a huge trade deal that will not include our U.S. dollar as the leading currency of our world economy. According to U.S. analysis, the fear of hyperinflation could very well be in the near future if this happens. Samantha Roberts has the story.
The BRICS nation is currently establishing a new form of currency which does not depend on U.S. currency. The forefront of the BRICS nation is comprised of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The World Gold Council reported that China is inspiring other BRICS nations to buy gold and other precious metal as reserves and to move away from the US dollar. Within an 18-month period, China has accumulated over 300 tons of gold worth more than $361 billion. Analysts speculate that China, along with BRICS and other countries, are doing this in an effort to stop using the dollar, causing the US economy to potentially reach a state of hyperinflation. The prices of essential goods could hit the roof while wages across the country remain stagnant and job cuts and business shutdowns would be expected. The BRICS nation is currently working on a $260 billion trade agreement between the supporting nations using their own currencies, challenging the dominance of the US dollar in international trade. Donald Trump spoke on the matter, stating, "I would not allow countries to go off the dollar because when we lose that standard, that would be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country." Economic advisors to Trump are currently working on plans to reverse the de-dollarization, which include penalties on any economy that moves away from the greenback, export controls, tariffs, and currency manipulation charges are among some of the ideas discussed by advisors to the former president. These measures would target countries that take part in bilateral trade not based in dollars. Some analysts worry that Trump's plan to apply a universal tariff on all U.S. imports has the potential to spark trade wars and encourage economies to ditch the greenback altogether.
Hospitality, including food and beverage workers, are still working without a contract with Virgin Las Vegas since June 1st of 2023. The culinary union has called for a 48-hour strike against Virgin and are urging the community and customers to not cross the picket line. RJ Camacho has more on this story.
What do you want? And when do you want it? Now! What do you want? And when do you want it? Now!
For the first time in over 22 years, the culinary union calls for a 48-hour strike at Virgin Las Vegas that is set to begin on May 10th at 5 a.m. until May 12th at 4:59 a.m. The strike is reported to involve over 700 hospitality workers, which marks a historic first for this property, as it has never before been subject to a culinary and bartenders union strike. The unions are striking in order to fight for more fair wages, less workload, and for the same rights that every other casino has on the Strip, according to Elaine Lopez, who is a member of the culinary union. The main table negotiations between the union and Virgin Las Vegas is scheduled to occur on Tuesday, May 14th. During the strike, the culinary union has urged both the community and customers to support workers and to not patronize or cross picketing that's happening on strike lines. The culinary and bartenders unions strike will be impacting affecting all major areas of operations at Virgin Las Vegas, which includes housekeeping, food and beverage departments, and any unionized restaurants. Ted Papageorge, who is the Secretary-Treasurer for the Culinary Union, spoke on the matter, stating that it's been nearly 1 year since the contract at Virgin Las Vegas expired on June 1st, 2023, and workers are still working without a contract. That's why the Culinary Union has called for a 48-hour strike at the Virgin Las Vegas and urged the community and customers to not cross the line. He continued on, adding that workers at the Virgin Las Vegas deserve fair wage increases and they are ready to strike for it.
Sally Kerr is running for Nye County Commissioner, District 2. News 25 caught up with Sally at a recent Art Walk event for an in-depth interview.
Hi, I'm Sally Kerr, running for Commissioner. I am in District 2 and have been a resident of Pahrump for 22 years. I have children and grandchildren here, and my motivation for running is to really just make sure that our community is sound for my grandkids as they raise their families and move into careers. I want them to have stable jobs and good education. And so it's important to me, having been here for so long, that we really think about all of the pieces of our community that can come together. The county should be working with the nonprofits. We should be working with the businesses in our communities that really already serve us. And so let's not reinvent wheels. Let's work together to manage our resources. I think we need to be talking about managed growth in Pahrump and Nye County. I think we need to be sure that we have clear ideas about our water resources. I think that we need to make opening a business in Pahrump and Nye County easier to manage. And so really want to be able to impact that for people by making those things more streamlined and more effective for the people that we're serving. Most of the north end of town are the bigger properties that do have wells. So while there are certainly pockets of development that have, I think, like desert water, there are a few in there that developments that are on well are on managed utilities. But for the most part, the north end of town is where you've got the acre and a quarter and above properties that do have their own wells. So when you're thinking about the north end, District 2, even into some parts of District 1, there is a definite rural environment that we want to maintain. And I think that most of that, we're not in a place on the north end where there's going to be a lot of available land to even subdivide. Some of that now is literally not going to be smaller than even 5 acres, and some of it 10 even. So I think that you would see most of the kind of the development that's going to be more like housing developments are not going to typically happen on that north side, and we need to be sure that that's the case. And we need to be sure that those properties aren't developed below where we want them to be to maintain a rural environment. I mean, typically a developer is going to have a development agreement. There's no one here that's not going to have, if they're developing more than just a single family residence, they're going to have a development agreement with the county that would tell them what the limit are, its number of homes, how big or small those lots can be, how the water is going to be managed. I know that one of the things we face is some development agreements that are older in age and really should have either aged out or they've been redone, and so we're going to be held accountable for those. Some of our predecessors have approved development agreements that are going to we're going to have to manage, and we're going to have to maybe negotiate with some developers about how we're going to manage that. And the county doesn't get to just take people's land for free, so we're going to have to be able to figure out how is that negotiation happen that we keep lots larger in size and still allow development. We don't want people to not come, but we want it to be managed in a way that really does keep in mind ultimately what our resources are. I think there's finally some good water studies that are going to be able to tell us what our actual recharge rate is and how quickly we're going to go through water. And I think we need to be sure that happens and that those are scientific, well-done water studies that really give us an accurate idea of how much water we have, how big can our growth be, and how we manage that so that the valley always has water. Because what we don't want are people be living in homes that have to have water trucked in from somewhere else. The water issue is across Nevada. There's not going to be somebody regionally who's going to be able to come in and save us with water issues. I am honored to be a candidate for District 2, and I look forward to representing you on our commission.
News 25 will have more on this interview on our news broadcast tomorrow. You're watching Southern Nevada News Network.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump's United Rentals. From home to job site, they have all your equipment needs. Call 775-990-4260.
Welcome back to Southern Nevada News Network. As News 25 continues to cover premier entertainment across Las Vegas, correspondent Maria Centers now joins us with the talented artists that make up the soul of Motown musical tribute in our two-part special.
Rated as the #1 show of its kind in Las Vegas, the Soul of Motown musical tribute honors its original artist with a stunning rendition of Detroit's classics. In part 2 of our special, I talked to the dazzling group about what it takes to headline a Las Vegas show right here at the Westgate.
Let me see you. Here we go. Baby, 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 some up in your way. Better be part of me. Twisting the night away. Kill it, turn the trouble on the run.
How do you feel before this evening's performance?
I feel great. I mean, we all love each other. We all live together. We've been best friends for over 16 years. They're married. Me and Mo are just really cool. We all get along. So we have a good time, and we get on stage, and it comes out.
Start off with a lot of rest. But I'm actually working behind stage. And, you know, I'm changing wardrobe. I'm actually singing with the guys. And so, you know, it's by grace that I'm able to get it all in. We are the #1 TripAdvisor concert show in Vegas. Go and check the reviews. We've got 5-star reviews everywhere. So I believe that the proof is in the reviews. It's a very energetic show. We do the top hits. We do Aretha Franklin, Temptations, Four Tops, and we mix in a little other stuff like Earth, Wind, and Fire, a little Bruno Mars. We try to give a little bit for everybody to get up and dance. You know, it's a very interactive and very personal experience, intimate experience, and we try to make it about the crowd and not necessarily about us. Our mission is to make sure that when people come to see us, that it's an experience that they've never had before.
Come out and see us. We're here, we're ready. Come party with us. It is a lot of fun. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends. We plan on being here for a long time.
You guys are packed with top raw talent.
Yes.
Soul of Motown performs Wednesday through Sunday evening for 90 minutes at the Westgate Resort and Casino located just off the Strip. You don't want to miss it. Here's Mikey with your weekend road trip tip.
Looking to get away this weekend? Just about 3 hours away in Bullhead City, Arizona. Catherine Landing, named for the Catherine Mine. Gold was discovered here in 1900 and the mine operated until 1930. This oasis, located just minutes from Bullhead City, Arizona and Laughlin, Nevada, offers generous sunshine, sparkling blue water, and white sandy beaches. It's known as a water sports mecca. Swimming, skiing, scuba diving, boating, and fishing. Lake Mojave also offers other recreation, ancient Indian petroglyphs, and other historic sites, lure hikers, and off-road explorers into the surrounding mountains. Spend the day picnicking, hiking, or taking a boat out onto Lake Mojave. Extend your day a few days by staying at the campground or lodge. They also offer boat and other equipment rentals on site.
May is Electrical Safety Month, and today Valley Electric and Touchstone Energy shares what to do in a potentially dangerous situation involving downed power lines or accidents with power poles.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
Welcome to Empowering Safety with Touchstone Energy Cooperatives. In today's video, we will talk about road safety and downed power lines. Driving close to power lines is usually safe, but accidents can happen unexpectedly. Do you know what to do if you come across downed power lines? Step 1, stay inside your vehicle for safety. It's often safer than being outside with live cables. Simultaneously, dial 911 for immediate assistance. Step 2, also ensure that no one approaches the vehicle. It's advisable to maintain a distance of at least 50 feet from the car. Step 3, if there's smoke or gas, you'll need to prepare to exit the vehicle. Stand near the car's edge, cross your arms around your body, and when ready, jump out of the vehicle. Land firmly on both feet and maintain a hopping motion with both feet. Ensure you keep a safe distance of at least 50 feet from the vehicle and wait until assistance arrives. To learn more, reach out to your local co-op for additional information.
And health, after the break, you're watching Southern Nevada News Network.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
And welcome back to News 25. Here's Mikey with your look at sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Las Vegas Aviators picked up a W last night against the Round Rock Express, 4-2. That rematch is in progress right now in Texas. Tickets for the annual Battle for Vegas charity softball game will go on sale Monday, May 13th. The 5th annual matchup will pit members of the Vegas Golden Knights against players from the Las Vegas Raiders on Saturday, July 13th. Jack Eichel will be the captain for the Golden Knights team this year. Full rosters will be announced at a later date. The Las Vegas Aces made another trip to the White House today to celebrate their second consecutive WNBA championship. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris welcomed the Aces today. In the East Room, the Aces gave President Joe Biden his own jersey. He's ready to play. Pro Valley Trojan varsity softball are at home today. They're taking on the winner of Moapa versus Virgin Valley. That game is in progress. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
In health news, there are plenty of fruits and vegetables in season right now, and they can be a great addition to any meal. But before you take that first bite, it's important to wash them first.
It's really important that you wash them ahead of time because if you are, so if we think about it, if we're cutting up a melon, we really want to make sure it's got a hard rind. You're not necessarily going to eat that. But if there's bacteria or pesticides on the outside of that rind, it's going to get transferred into the flesh of the fruit through that knife.
Beth Cervoni is a registered dietitian for Cleveland Clinic. She says the most common bacteria found on fruits and vegetables include Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria, all of which can make you very sick. Common symptoms include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. In several cases, you could be hospitalized. So what is the best way to wash your fruits and vegetables? She recommends simply running them under cold water. If there's some dirt, you could use a brush. You don't want to wash the fruits and vegetables after you buy them either. It's best to do it right before you plan to use them. That way, it does not impact the texture or flavor.
There's really no need to necessarily soak it in vinegar. I've seen some recommendations for baking soda. Of course, there's commercial products that some people like to use to kind of get the wax or the potential pesticides off of the fruits and vegetables. And that's, certainly your own personal preference, but, usually just, running water is going to be the best way.
She also suggests removing any bruised or damaged areas from the fruit or vegetable ahead of time to help preserve their shelf life.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Taking a look outside, there are Lerner and Rowe WeatherCam. It's looking mostly sunny with some wind and a few clouds. Mikey Ruhan tells us what's in store for the week coming up next.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios, streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Fernley, 70 degrees, 72 in Fallon. Then it gets a little bit cold. Carson City, 66 degrees. Tonopah, 61. Goldfield, 64. Then we warm back up with Beatty at 74. Amargosa, 79. Las Vegas, 76. 91 in Death Valley. But here in the paradise of Pahrump, our current temperature is 77 degrees. We hit a high of 78 just a while ago. Winds out of the north, 9 miles per hour. Humidity 11%. The sun rose this morning at 5:42. It'll set this evening at 7:38 as we go to a low of 52 degrees under clear skies. The wind not too bad, northeast 10 miles per hour. Humidity 28%. That smells like clouds tomorrow. Look at that. It is clouds. Got partly cloudy tomorrow, 77 degrees. Saturday 84. Enjoy that. But then we get to the 90s on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Ooh, Wednesday, 95. I'm not going outside that day. Back to the desk. Here's David.
Thank you, Mikey. Well, that wraps up this edition of News 25. I'm David Preston, sitting in for Yannette Gentry. Have a great night, and I'll see you again tomorrow.